In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the double-sided V-stitch. I'm going to be using a 5mm hook for my sample piece. You can, of course, go smaller or larger on your hook, depending on the type of yarn you're using and the size of stitches you're looking for. And we're going to start with a slip knot. And your number of chains will be a multiple of 5. So for my sample piece, I'm going to do 20. So you just grab your yarn and pull through for your chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So once you have your multiple of 5, you won't be adding any more, and we are ready to begin. For row 1, do not count the loop that's on your hook. You're going to skip those first 5 chains, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to begin by working in the 6th chain from the hook. I actually like to turn it and work in those back bumps for my beginning, but you of course can work in the loop, the front loop of the stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do 2 double crochet in the 6th chain from the hook. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab your yarn, bring up your loop, grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn, pull through 2, and that is your double crochet. So there's one. We're going to go ahead and do another one right into that same stitch. Now we will chain 1 and do 2 double crochet into the next stitch. So there's one, and right back into that same stitch for the second one. There you go. And now we're going to begin our repeating sequence. So you're going to skip the next 3 stitches, do 2 double crochet into the following stitch. There's one, and right back into that same stitch. And now you'll chain 1 and do 2 double crochet into the following stitch. And this, you will repeat this across your row. So you'll skip 3, do 2 double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet into the following stitch. Now I'm coming to the end of my row. I've got 3 stitches left here. I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches and do a double crochet into that final stitch. And there we go, that is row 1. And here I'm ready to begin row 2. And for the remainder of your work, you will repeat row 2 until you've reached the length of your work that you're looking for. So to begin row 2, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn the work, and you're going to skip this first stitch here, skip the second stitch, so skip these first 2, and you're going to work a front post double crochet around the post of the following stitch. So yarn over, you're going to insert your hook in between those posts go under the post you're working around, and then come back up. Grab your yarn, bring up your loop, and then finish your double crochet. And that is your front post double crochet. Now we're here at the chain 1 space, and you're going to do your V-stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, do 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then another double crochet right into that same space. Now we're going to do another front post double crochet around the next stitch. So under the post, bring up your loop and finish your stitch. And that is pretty much it. You're going to repeat that all the way across. So we're going to skip the next 2 stitches and do a front post double crochet around the post of the following stitch. So yarn over, go under the post, and do your double crochet. So front post double crochet. Now we're at the chain 1 space, so we're going to do our V-stitch. So do 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then another double crochet right into that same space. And then we will finish the repeat by doing a front post double crochet around the next stitch. And there we go. And looks like I've got room for another one. So we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, do the front post double crochet around the following stitch, and then we'll do our V-stitch right here in this chain space. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then another double crochet right into that same space. And then we're ready to do another front post double crochet around the next stitch. And you'll continue to repeat this for the remainder of your work. And when you reach the end of the row, like I have here, you'll notice that you've got this one last post here and your beginning chain. You're going to skip this stitch here and do a double crochet in the top of your turning chain. And that completes row 2. And I'm going to go ahead and do another row for you to see. So we'll be repeating row 2. So chain 3, turn your work, and you'll skip the first 2 stitches and do your front post double crochet around the following stitch. That brings us to this chain 1 space here. So we're going to do our V-stitch here. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet right into that same space. And then we do a front post double crochet around the next stitch. And repeat. When you're looking at your work, what you're doing is you've got this chain 1 space, and so what you're actually doing here, if you don't want to worry about these 2 that you're skipping, you're doing a front post double crochet around this post, putting your V-stitch in that chain 1 space, and then finishing with a front post double crochet around this post. So we're going to skip those 2 and do our front post double crochet, followed by the V-stitch in that chain 1 space there. So double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet right into the same space. And then finish off with a front post double crochet around that post. Okay, and then we skip 2, and we come here, do our front post double crochet, and we put our V-stitch in the chain space here. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then another double crochet right into that same space, and then the front post double crochet around the next stitch. I'm here at the end of my row. I'm going to skip this one and do a double crochet into the top of that turning chain. Make sure you're going under both of those loops of the stitch and do our final double crochet. And there you have it. I'll work up a few more rows so you can see how it looks. And here I've worked up a couple more rows, just repeating row 2 over and over. And you can see it's the same on both sides. And you get this 3D effect on both sides. So it is reversible. And there you have it. There's the double-sided V-stitch.